Hi, and welcome to Showskaters podcast, episode 10, with Ashe Magrini, founder of My Skyer. Ashe is a professional roller skater who masterfully blends her skating expertise with passion for wellness, using tools like Reiki, Neuroscience, Bio-Decoding, and human design to promote skating as a holistic healing practice. Her impressive journey began at age 7, earning national recognition in Argentina, and has taken her from representing the United States internationally to performing in shows from Hollywood to Las Vegas and around the world, including acrobatic skating acts. Ashe also developed her own fitness and wellness programs on skates, offering workshops globally. Her talent has been featured in major advertising campaigns alongside renowned artists, and Ashe was just featured in the hit show Roller Jam on HBO, along with her team, even making it to the final. Very excited to get into it with Ashe today. Let's just talk a little bit about Showskaters and kind of the aims and the vision of what I'm trying to achieve here. Showskaters aims to be the ultimate hub for skaters worldwide, connecting you with casting opportunities, resources, and a supportive community. Showskaters will become the main hub for all of our One Blade affiliates, ensuring you have direct access to exciting opportunities. We're developing a platform where skaters of all levels can find the support they need to grow and thrive, including a comprehensive Learn to Skate course for beginners. Join us for free as we build a future where every skater can turn their passion into unforgettable experiences. Now, let's get into the podcast. Hey there, Ashe.
Hey, I
How are
love
you?
your intro. Good. How are you? I'm so
Oh, very
excited.
good. I'm excited. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you. So
Yes,
how have you been the past week?
it's been good. It's been good. Just doing lots of work here in my office. I've been taking, I'm still skating. But it's just like more coaching now. So it's been a transition, and also for the body, it's like the body's was so used to like being always so active. I mean, I'm still trying to keep the movement because it's so important. But yeah, it's been a fun transition for me,
Yeah,
being an entrepreneur now from a skater, performer, athlete, entrepreneur.
yeah. It's tough, isn't it, when you know you've got so many things to do and you need to get them done. So you kind of, oh, I'm not going to go and train. I'm not going to do this, and you put it off. I'm exactly the same. I'm exactly the same.
Yeah,
So
it's the balance. Where is the balance for me?
it's it is, and then you have a family and the kids, and yeah, it's tough.
Yep.
Okay, so should we delve deep? Should we get into this? Yeah.
Yes, let's
So
do this.
let's find out about you. So obviously you've had an extraordinary skating career spanning 28 years.
Yeah.
28 years, that's quite incredible. You know, winning recognition as a child in Argentina to representing the United States. Uh, can you share how it all began and the key moments that led to where you are today?
Yeah, I'll try to make it short. It's pretty long, but I'll try to make it short. I started when I was 6, and my first competition was when I was 7. I made it to nationals in Argentina. The sport is really big. It's very
Yeah,
competitive. Everybody that you ask, like anybody that you ask around, they have at some point have taken roller skating classes and or have competed or at least even they all got to like a level that they're doing like single jumps, spins and
yeah,
then they dropped off. So it's like, oh, I used to roller skate. I go to Argentina, and it's like, really? It's not so common here in the United States. Um, so,
Why is that? Why is that?
well, it's more common to do ice, I guess. Um, it was something in the 70s. It was a thing in the 70s, and I've come to realize that when I came here, and all the events that I did, most of them were like 70s themes, and I was like, got to the point that I'm like, can't, skating's not only the 70s, like,
Yeah, but it's like that, isn't it? It's always flower power and disco, and it's just
yeah,
always
yeah, but for me it was my whole life. So I didn't go through the 70s, so I wasn't alive yet, so
yeah,
I can't even say. But it started like, wow, it's not only the 70s, it's like in Argentina, it has always been, there. And it wasn't a thing, it was a sport, um like you have all these sort of different sports. It's not like it was a trend, or maybe something cool. It was just like, you resonate with this, you were a girl, or even the percentage of men doing roller skating was always pretty low, figure artistic skating. But still, like, every person that I've met, like, has at some point roller skated, and they know how to be on wheels, at least to go to the park and have fun with their kids.
yeah.
Which is not the case in United States.
No.
That's a, that's a cool fact. That's a fun fact to know. And
Yeah,
Italy is also pretty big, and Spain. So the level is very competitive, and to the point that I realized when I did precision team in United States, the Argentinian teams, the Spanish teams, the Italian teams, they all had girls that would like be casted for their height, for their, that they all look the same.
yeah,
The abilities, like, they had so many options they could choose, like, even how they look, and everybody could look the same. And it wasn't the case for us in the United States. We had like even way different age range in our team. So yeah, it's been a fun journey.
yeah. And what are some of your most cherished memories from when you were skating as a child in Argentina? What do you remember?
Um, Actually, I grew up in a small town in Argentina, and it's called Santiago del Estero. And inside Santiago del Estero, there's a town called Termas Riondo. And people go there, usually retired people go there because we have the thermal waters.
Yeah,
So they go there to heal, actually. When you're old and your bones and your everything hurts, and you go there. Um, and then my family, they're all into the hotels business, so, and tourism. It's become pretty big actually now, but it started there. And at that time, there was like no sports for us to do. And my dad is a physical education coach. He teaches like so many sports. And then my mom was a dance teacher. And they were like, there's let's get together all these kids, and then like they put them in and bring something for them. Or they even brought coaches from outside, from like the capital or from outside. And they brought a coach, a roller skating coach, and he was willing to move. And they're like, well, we got, I don't know, 20 something kids. Can you come and teach them? And
yeah,
we had like our own team. My dad bought this like big van, and we would go to competitions together. My sisters, everybody, like my friends would be in the team, my sisters, like it was like a big family. And even all the parents with all the kids, we would all travel together. And I actually got to travel all over Argentina when I was between 7 and 8, because
yeah,
I came to United States when I was 9. So that was my biggest, hardest thing, leaving that
yeah.
that we had
That's
built.
that sounds like it was a lot of fun. Do you think you would like to do that now, but not as the child, as the parent? this could be something that you do in the States with your
Yeah,
daughter.
yeah. I mean, that's what I'm doing now, building community. The community is so important, for everything.
Yeah.
And you just have like a different childhood when you have this sort of community and you grow up kind of like in a healthier way. And, you know, it's just always keeping kids out of, you know, substances.
Oh, definitely.
And it's just like, it makes you healthy, in every single way. Like having a team sport, it prepares you for life, actually.
No, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went skating yesterday with my daughter, and she had like three of her friends, and then there was the mum and the dads, and it was just like a huge group of people just skating on a Saturday night. It's like it
She
feels.
likes skating.
Oh, my daughter skates every day.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
she goes
nice.
she goes to a sports school, so she skates every morning. Then she has gymnastics and ballet, not every day, but this is kind of it's all about activities and learning, and she just loves to skate on the ice and on her inlines as well. So she really likes skating. I'm not going to push her into it. If she wants to do it, she can do it. I'm not going to write you have to do this. Of course, I want her to be really good, but it's
Yeah,
it's, it's totally up to her because I think. I always thought I would be the parent that's like pushed, but I'm like, no, yeah, it's up to you.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I thought the same, and I'm not pushing my daughter a lot because
Yeah,
she's gonna, she says no, she gets blocked. She's like, okay, you try to push her to put skates on, and if she already said no, there's no way you're gonna make her
they're stubborn. Oh,
do
they
anything.
are they are stubborn, and it's just easier just to give in sometimes. It's like okay,
Yeah, no, I just said, if she doesn't want to roller skate and if she doesn't feel like it, because and I bought her, she has like 3, 4 pairs of roller skates, and she's 4. So, and
yeah,
I've tried, maybe it's the skate, maybe like she doesn't feel so um that she wants to skate, but she doesn't want to let go of my hand. And if I
she's
get her to
she's
let
only
go,
four. She's only four. Give her a year or two. Still,
yeah, she's still little. Her,
yeah,
her knees, her legs are still developing, so I don't want to put any like heavy skates on her yet. Um, Obviously, I actually just got some Barbie skates sent over to my house. Um, and she was like, "How come you have Barbie skates and I don't have Barbie skates?" And I was like, "Okay,
that's
if
what
I
you
get you
need.
Barbie skates, are you gonna skate?"
Yeah, that's what you need. You need the right pictures on them. Oh, talk of the devil,
Oh,
she's right behind you.
oh, there she is.
There she is.
Mhm.
Hello there.
Okay, can you want to stay here with mommy?
Yeah.
This is how it's a Sunday, she's You want to stay here with mom? Mamá está en un live, mi amor. Te voy a llevar. Okay. You want to stay here with me?
Mhm.
So
Okay.
this
So we'll kind of segue a little bit.
yeah.
So you've experienced the glamorous side of skating as well. Performing in Hollywood and Vegas. When did you actually transition to acrobatic skating? And what is it actually like to be the female, to be the flyer? Like the video I posted today, you are going fast. And I don't think I told you this. So a few weeks ago with my daughter, we're in the park and I sat on, you just sit and you spin around and I put my head back and I felt like I was going to be sick.
Yeah.
I'm like, I asked a couple of girls and I'm like, is this what it feels like? They're like, yes. I'm like, oh my God, I need to ask Ash because this is insane.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice, actually. Like even getting dizzy, it takes doing it and doing it and doing it, and then you kind of like, I remember practicing in front of the mirror, you know, like doing the act and being so tired that I would like just practice looking at myself in the mirror and being like, so exhausted and having to like smile and still look pretty and like, it's like, okay, that's when I actually was forced to tune into my breath, to yoga, to all these like tools that we have now that are amazing to be able to perform at a different level, to take your body to like the extreme. and it is possible. You just have to have the right tools to
Yeah.
do it, and then trick after trick after trick. Once you're dizzy, you like spin around with your friends, or you get into one of these chairs and you're like
Yeah.
spinning around. You spin around for like 10 seconds, and you'll need some time to like recover.
Yeah.
Oh, I just need a few minutes. Like imagine doing that trick from trick to trick to trick, and not having those few minutes to like get back to yourself.
Yeah. Well, for the guy, we're always just upright.
Yeah.
Oh, you get dizzy, but you're not going upside down and being thrown around and
Well, yeah, that's another thing.
on the outside either. When did you start? Like, how old were you when you started? Or how many
When
years?
I started acrobatics,
Yeah.
it's so funny because can you draw a rainbow and hearts and flowers for me, please, and do that for Adam too. You want to? Okay. So I started actually not probably like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It wasn't, everybody always wanted to pair me because I was little, I had the ability and I was so agile. And it's just like, and I did not want to be paired with anybody. Like, I didn't want anybody grabbing me for some reason. It's like my whole childhood has been like, no, I don't want to skate with him. No, I don't want to skate with him. No, I want to skate alone. And I
Yeah.
was like, and when I was like, oh, I want somebody to flip me around. And when I actually wanted, like, I couldn't find the guy, It's like, well, this guy needs a little bit, it's just like, because you got to find somebody that's at the same, you have to have similar levels. Okay. Should I take her? so we so we can have, sí, borla. Okay, I'm going to give you this with tía tal. Ven y Cristal. Y lo dibujas allá en la mesita, ¿ok? Ok, dibujame un corazón y toma.
I'm sure she'll be back. I'm sure she'll be back in a second. Whilst we're just waiting, guys, make sure you are subscribed and like if you are on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, then give it a like, give it a repost. It helps us get some more people watching. Thanks for that. Okay.
That's her office too.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about roller jam. So, for anyone that doesn't know what roller jam is, can you give a brief description?
Roller jam?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first roller skating competition that's aired, and it's actually teams getting together and competing against each other, even battling each other. It was so excited to be part of this because it's like for roller skaters, it's like you're making history. Maybe after this one, there's a lot other shows coming along, but you were part of the first one, so everybody was very excited for this show. Also, we had to travel. We shot in New Orleans, so that was my first time visiting New Orleans, or New Orleans, however you like to call it. And it was so, the first few days we had a little bit of time to like explore the city, the town, the food was so good. And yeah, we were there. The funny part about the whole competition is that we could not see each other's routines. So we did not know what we were going up against. The only thing we could focus on is doing the best that we could and doing what we were good at, and then just focusing on that. But that was, in a way, I think was a very smart move to do that. But it was a competition, and we were all such a big, happy family, and they would remind us like, hey, remember, this is a competition, because we were like all supporting each other. Come on, you got this. Like, we would all hang out and stretch together and everything. And it was such a fun, good community. Roller skating is such a fun, good community. It's like family. and we would all support each other. But then for TV, you needed to, hey, it's a competition. You want to win, right? Like there's other teams that could get your spot. Like, come on, they were trying to pump us to say, things like, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to beat everyone up. No, that was fun. That was fun because I didn't feel any like competitive, energy, although there was some competitive people, but I don't know. I always see the fun and good, and it's healthy for me because I enjoy it that way,
Yeah, no, for sure. Was any of it shot live, or was it all pre-recorded?
Pre-recorded.
Pre-recorded. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure, so I'm like, okay. I need to find out.
Yeah.
They pre-recorded it all, the whole series a while ago, and then they've just been airing like this.
Yes. So every Thursday they've been, releasing a new episode. And this past Thursday it was the finale. We all got together. I mean, here in Vegas, the ones that are here in Vegas, we got together to have the viewing party. I actually didn't do any viewing party, or I only saw it on my own, all the episodes.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like so excited that we were gonna go together. Yes, so it was a journey. When I saw it, I was if this would be the not my higher self talking, this would probably be the ego talking, or the person that's, if I think of it, okay, I trained for 28 years, competitively, 5 hours a day training, that part of me, I was a little upset because I would have loved them to show my tricks. The editing was just done in a way that a lot of my tricks were not even shown. So
yeah, that happens, doesn't it?
I wish I could have used this at least to showcase myself,
Of course. I mean, that's one of the great things of like Got Talent shows or these shows, that then you have a really good, well shot video
Yeah.
of your. Even then, for me, on the semi-final of BGT, I went to one hand and they went to the judges. I remember watching after and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like they just
I
like
don't
that.
know. I mean, I would love to know the explanation of that. Pregúntale a la tía. Vamos con la tía. Acá no podemos entrar, mamá. Vamos a escribir allá. Mi mamá está en un live. Y cuando termine, mamá te va. Mamá te va a llevar a nosotros. Okay? I love you.
If you're not part of Showskaters, guys, and you are a skater, or you want to skate, go and join below. It's free.
Yes. Do it.
There you go. What was I going to say then? Yeah, I think maybe it's, sometimes they don't understand the difference between the tricks. This is where a layman that, comes in and they just don't understand. I think it's something like this. Like when you watch a trapeze, like a duo transcend, where he hangs from his knees and they do all these different tricks. I don't know what all the tricks are. He's just doing some cool tricks. And I think layman's, when they watch a roller act, it's all very, very similar. That's why you try to have stuff where, they're in obvious different positions, so it's a different trick. Sometimes they can look similar, but it happens. You still got to have the experience. That's what life is all about, right? Experiences.
Yeah, and I've noticed for a lot of people is like the things that are not so impressive for us are impressive for them. So it's just like, with everybody, and it even happens when we perform. It's like we have, let's say, that trick you actually posted, the one on the one foot on the neck and the split. We did not have that in our routine because it didn't have enough reactions, and the trick was one of the hardest tricks, to do. And for the difficulty of the trick, the reactions weren't, as good as other tricks that are so much easier. So it's like, and then you do like a baby trick and people are like, oh my God, so we're like, okay, I guess we'll just put that one. but it's, and I guess it has to do with just how you're viewing it and what you know from like
Yeah,
body physics, what you know of body physics to be like, because some people write me and they're like, oh my gosh, that must feel this, and this. And I was like, wow, you're really on it. Like you're really good at paying attention on what, that trick that you posted, the one like on the neck. The hardest part for me was because the foot is flipped, to hook on the neck. So your body tends to want to go face down.
yeah,
So if you're hooked on the neck, I'm doing this with my foot. So my body wants to, face
yeah,
down.
yeah,
And it's like doing my foot like this and putting my body to face up with the leg here. That's the hardest part.
yeah.
And
Well,
you wouldn't.
you'll see people. Oh, when I was learning this with Rosie or someone, and they turn, and then the foot turns, and you just suddenly grab it. You're like, because
Yeah.
it happens so fast. But
Yes.
sometimes
I mean,
people.
at that speed, it's one little mistake.
Oh,
It happens so fast. It could just be disaster.
yeah, you're very brave. You're very brave to because he likes
I,
to go fast.
I think there's something wrong with me because I kind of like, I do a lot of this inner work, and removing, like, resetting the subconscious and seeing what your beliefs or limiting beliefs are. And I've always felt like I don't have any fear. Like, I usually think I'm going to go when I'm supposed to go, It's like life is going to take me when I'm supposed to go. It's just, I kind of have this like, it's, whatever is destiny. I think my soul has already decided when it wants to leave. I think all of our souls have already decided when they want to leave. So it's like, okay, I'm trying to help, and I've studied a lot about beliefs and how to get, how to work on your fears to be able to manifest what you want. Mindset, like you're supposed to have a specific mindset to be able to achieve a goal, to be able to manifest. We are beings, body, mind, and soul. So I can't be, trying to help you do something physically when you have a mind, you have a soul, and it's all connected. And if it's not all in balance and coherent with each other, then it's going to be harder to reach that goal. So
Yeah,
this is the reason why my coaching is not only skating in the physical, the body side, but we are mind and soul. So we need to have the right information. And once you actually have the right information, there's no fear. Like, I remember doing this classes like hypnobirthing before I gave birth.
yeah,
I was like, okay, so why are the contractions, so painful? Okay, so why can some females, have natural birth, and how can they handle it? Like, there must be a reason why some of them can handle it, some of them can't. So there is, the your when your body is stressed, your muscles contract. When the contraction comes and your muscles are already contract, then it's so painful. But if the body is in a state of mind that's like relaxed, it's not in survival, it's not under stress, it's not like you're not in the unknown, which the unknown can, stress for a lot of people. So as soon as they gave me the information of like, this is what's happening with your body, this is what you're going to go through, and if you feel this, it's normal because this and this and this. And
yeah.
so if you have the information, you're like, I was like, I can just give birth in my bathtub, it's like it's so different. You just feel like this relief when you have the right information. So, and it's only that. It's just, okay, everything's step by step, and you just need to know what the next step is. And if you can handle the next step, then it's the next. And it's not so much different than the first. You're not going to go from here to here. So my biggest motivation to teaching was like, I started seeing a lot of beginner skaters start teaching on YouTube. And it started like alarming something, because I started seeing that some of students that I had this like really bad habits. And then when they would come to me, I would have to reset,
Yeah.
and start like delete that bad habit and then relearn it. And it was actually harder than if I had a new beginner student. The new beginner student would actually improve faster
Yeah.
than the one that needed to delete, the bad habits.
Oh,
And
definitely.
so I was like, there's a lot of information on YouTube, but they're actually skipping a lot of steps.
Yeah.
And so, what does that do to a person when you're skipping steps and you're like, well, you're here, but they're not being able to see that you're here and that you want to go here. But then to be here, you got to just slowly, you know, do all these steps. They get frustrated because they're not going to go from one day to another, from here to here, without doing the steps.
Yeah.
So it's like, then they start getting frustrated, or they even, they have a bad fall, and they don't come back to skating. They're scared. I got hurt.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, that's not the way it's supposed to go. It's supposed to be fun, and you're supposed to be doing step by step, and then at the same time enjoying, and it's not supposed to be something difficult. I mean, it's, if you like it, it's just going to happen on its own. But if you have the right guidance, then you save so much time, like,
No, of
really.
course, of course. I mean, there's a reason that you have fundamentals and you have structure and you form a base and you learn, this, then this, then this, then this, and this, and this. But people, oh, I want to do that, and they skip. It's like if you're learning
Yeah.
acrobatics and you're like, okay, I want to learn, a one hand trick first. Can you skate? Well, I just started skating. Things have to be in order, and
Yeah.
you do see a lot of people on there that they mean well. They mean
Yeah.
well. But they're
Yeah, of course
taking
they
their
do.
time and energy to create content to help other people, but sometimes it's not really helping.
Hmm.
So yeah, but
Yeah, and it's all with love. I'm sure they do it, and a lot of them, it helps. It helps people and it motivates people, because they're just sharing their experience and how they learned. So, which is really good. Um, but yeah, and not everybody wants to do it competitively and go to competitions. They
oh,
just want to do it for fun. So I started realizing, hey, not only people that do roller skating want to actually compete, and they can do this for fun. I actually notice how big of a change it is for me when I skate and then when I don't skate.
yeah,
um, Actually, the two times that I stopped skating, um, it has been, I have falling into depression. And it's like, that's what actually took me to my inner world, to be able to get myself out of there.
yeah.
And doing all these, having this awakening, we kind of, for some reason, as humans, we like to have, wait for that painful and hitting bottom to be able to realize so many things. It's
Oh,
like, why don't we just, realize it before we go there? Why do we take ourselves to that?
but that's what happens. Like, do you remember a couple of years ago? I stopped skating as well, and I went up to like 100 kilos. And I'm 81 now, and it's I don't know, it's bad, But here's what I think happens with most people. They're so busy that they're focusing on their work, their
Hmm.
home life, their children, their bills, their stress, that they don't have time to sit back, not physically write down, but just decide, okay, how can I operate in the best way for me and my family? Is this
Hmm.
waking up early, journaling if you want to, going to the gym, doing certain things, and your outcome becomes much better? And
Hmm.
life isn't going well, what are the key things that you're doing or not doing that is leading to this result? And I think a lot
Hmm.
of people don't spend time doing this. And I don't do it enough. I wish I did it more, but it's something that I think about. If I don't go to the gym for a few days, I'm like, okay, I need to go tomorrow. But then I'll sit and I'm working, because I could literally work all day. So I'm
Yeah.
like, I have to get out of this and just say it can wait for tomorrow. But it's
Yeah, and And it's actually I have a program now that it's running, and it's a 90-day program. um, it's actually, the hardest thing for people is committing and to finding the motivation for to doing, and sometimes the self-love is not there, so the motivation to do it just for themselves, um, they're not going to feel it because it's not there.
Yeah.
So I do have to take them through a, affirmations, to a self-love kind of, setup. They have to go through this self-love. They have to feel worthy. They have to know why they need, they need to love themselves. They have to know, or what that creates, or how that life looks so much differently when you have love for yourself. And I always tell my students, like, you cannot give something you don't have. So, like, if you don't have love for yourself, you can't give love. You can't give compassion if you don't have compassion for yourself. If you don't have respect for your time. A lot of people are like, I used to be this person, and I'm still working on it. Um, if you don't respect your time, how are other people going to respect your time? You know, it's always, we're always trying to point on the outside and trying to blame other people, and it's actually within that we have to do the work. As soon as you do the work within, you're not experiencing that anymore. The
Yeah.
only reason why we're experiencing what we're experiencing is because we need to learn something from that experience. If there's nothing to learn from that experience, then it wouldn't be there, you know? Um, so this is the importance of, like, okay, you want to get results, and you want to get results in a certain amount of time. Okay, you have to integrate your whole self. The way you think has to be different. You have to be aware of what your limiting beliefs are. um, and and skating, I feel like it's such a good sport to, like, translate that into life. Like, we work on balance. We
Yeah.
need to be balanced in our lives to, like, be able to perform, not only physically, but, you know anywhere we go. And we work on strength. We work on, actually performing the trick, whatever we want to achieve, or whatever little dance we want to be able to do. Or, it's like, and I also give them, meditation. I give them work to align the chakras. I love the energy part of this whole thing, because we are energy.
No, for sure. So let's take a small step back, because I know we've drifted into talking about my Skya. Do you want to kind of explain what I'm really curious about? I think I kind of know the answer, but when
Mhm.
you go from performer to coach, and then going towards the wellness and developing my Skya, I think I know when it was, but and why? Why did you kind of go down this road?
um I don't know. There came a time that I just felt I had a bigger purpose than just shining my light and performing. I was like, this doesn't fill me up anymore. Like, I need to see, I just, there's a part of me that needs to give. And I was already always doing that naturally. But it's like, maybe I should make it a thing to be giving, to be taking people by their hand, and seeing their process. um you know Sometimes we have a skate session, and we're working on a specific trick or skills or drills. But and I love that sometimes we're, working on limiting beliefs, or we're working on resetting the mindset, and seeing what thoughts, or seeing what's inside of you that needs to be removed, because for you to be able to get where you want to get, or achieve what you want to achieve. um, and there's so much in the inner world, and usually people are afraid to go inwards because they don't know what they might find. But if you have somebody that's, like, also taking step by step into healing, into like changing certain ways or certain habits, certain ways of thinking that are actually harming you, that are causing pain, and you don't even realize there's this pattern. You have a pattern, and it just keeps repeating. You want to break that pattern? You're like, oh yes, I do. Oh, I'm always attracting this situation. It's like, well, aren't you tired of it? Like, do you want to change that situation?
Yeah.
um, or even it works for everything, money wise, love, relationships, you know career. It works for everything. It's just you got to be balanced and centered to be able to manifest whatever you want, in all aspects of your life. So the technique is the same for everything.
Yeah, but it's what's like always in when we're in Vegas, Ash, and we would talk, and as the way that you talk, it really makes me go inside and think about myself. And it really, like, what I'm thinking now is like my natural self as a young person is very egotistical, is very me, look at me, how good am I? This is natural me.
Yeah. No,
And
it's the ego. Everybody has an ego, and it shows differently.
everyone has it at different levels, but that's natural me. So
Yeah.
when I became a coach, this was like almost breaking out of myself, becoming a better version of myself. Just
Hmm.
like being a father, spending time with Nell I love this person. The person I am when I'm just me and her, it's amazing. And I always have to fight my natural self.
Hmm.
It's known that was, oh, he's so egotistical. It's like I have to fight it. It's a battle daily. So this is why I love to do things that is just good. Like Showskaters and doing, coaching. And like I think for you is you probably really you naturally lean into this, or what do you think? Where would you sit?
Yeah, I killed my ego.
Yeah,
I mean, and I actually, it was very challenging. The competition was very challenging for me. Well, for everybody. Emotionally, it was very challenging. We had not much sleep. We were like running from one thing to the next. We had some of our routines, we made them 2 hours before competing. So there was a stress level that no matter what I did and no matter how much I would try to breathe, you know, I just didn't have enough time to center myself. And it happens to all of us, no matter how spiritual you are, no matter how. And usually, people don't understand the meaning of being spiritual. Um, for me, spiritual means somebody that takes responsibility for everything that they experience and they feel. So something, you come here and you're mad at me and you're yelling at me and you're doing this, and it's like, I understand that you're very angry and you're throwing your trash at me, or you need to release. It's energy that needs to be released. It's just, how do we decide or choose to release it? Because sometimes a lot of people don't have the tools necessary to be able to release, and we all need to release. We all accumulate at some
yeah,
point, and then we need to throw it out. And do you choose to throw it out at somebody? Do you choose to go and into the woods, like, okay, I need to meditate, I need to go and hug a tree? The hugging a tree is going to take me to the frequency of the tree. So it's like, okay, there's many tools to get us back to center. There are many tools, but not many people know about this. Not many people practice it. So
no,
life becomes like so much easier when you have these tools. And it's like you come back to center so much faster, and you can start attracting better situations and feeling better about yourself, and being present and enjoying the moment, and it taking your life experience into a whole different level. But you don't have the tools. So I feel like it's very important to have mentors in our lives. You know, mentors that you look up to, that you like, the way they think, their critical thinking, the way they live, that not people that are only talking, but also you can see it in their life, like that are showing and doing the work. Because
yeah,
there's a lot of people out there that are like, the information is going in, and it's like, oh, I know about all these neuroscience and metaphysics, and there's so many people out there, And then you're like, how do they have all this knowledge, but then their life looks like chaos? And it's like, 'cause they're reading books, they have the right information, but they're not executing the information. This creates chaos in the body. Information is light. So there's like the light has to come in, has to come out, the energy has to keep flowing. So if you keep sending information to your body and taking and not executing the information, not changing your lifestyle according to the information that you have, then it's going to create chaos in the body. And
Yeah.
so I went to I'm telling you about it because I went through it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shoot, now I have this information. Now I have to execute it because it's gonna get stuck in there and it's gonna create chaos. And then everything has its consequence. Everything has to keep moving, even relationships, even like us talking. If you have resistance to, let's say, this sort of topics, there's a lot of people that have resistance. They're not ready to heal. They're so afraid to go within that they're not ready. And so I usually test this out with a few questions and I can see how much resistance there's there.
Yeah.
If I'm giving this information to people that have that resistance and they don't have room to receive, they don't have room to, you're going to be blinding them because you're sending them information that they're like, it's too much light. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not ready for this. Like, I just woke up and I was in my little dark room and you're just like throwing all this light.
Yeah.
That's how it literally feels.
Sure, for sure. I mean, it's when you're speaking, I can't help but it's like for me, spirituality is being in touch with yourself and who you are down to your soul, like really looking at yourself. And there's something that I do far too often, and it really kind of fucks with my head, to excuse the language. I constantly, I don't compare myself to others. I how can I put this? I imagine how I'm perceived by other people in the world. It's something that I do far too often and I have to snap out of it. But everything I do, I'm like, how am I being viewed in comparison to who I was and who I am and who I'm trying to become? It's
Hmm.
something I really think about too much. I don't know why. It's good and it's bad. There's two sides of the coin because I'm in touch with what I'm trying to do and where I'm trying to go, but then
Hmm.
I'm like, what does that person think about it? But
Yeah.
it's better than just not thinking and just acting like I did for most of my life. What does Adam want? Oh, Adam wants this. Adam's going to do this. Doesn't matter what happens to this person over there or this person over there. I'm getting what I want. And I don't like that version of myself. But I think a lot of people see me as that version still, which
You
can't do
cannot,
anything about
there's no way you can't control how people see you. People see you as what they are. People see you as what they have. People are a reflection of our inside world. If we can see something, if let's say somebody sees, oh, this person has too much ego, they see you as like, oh, Adam has too much ego. That's them describing themselves. You cannot see what they don't have inside. That you cannot define it because if you've never seen it, you can't say, oh, that's ego. That's a lot of ego.
that.
Because you have it within you.
Uh, yeah, you
Uh,
told us about this the other day, and I sat and I really thought about this. It's like,
That's why no matter what you do, it's like just be yourself. Just, there's this whole big movement of like being yourself and like going with with your intuition, with your feelings, follow your feelings. Well, you got to be careful because sometimes yes, you follow your feelings, but if you're unbalanced, your feelings are going to, you know, take you to a route that it's going to give you an experience for you to see that and for you to learn from it. So it's like, why not just do the work? Like do the inner work. So then you learned two ways. There's two ways of evolving as humans. We choose pain or information. You decide. And I decided a long time ago that I choose information.
yeah,
I'm like, okay, I've gone through so much now. I don't want to experience life in this way anymore. So I said, okay, I'm going to start involving, learning, reading about this. What is the mind? How is our soul? How do our emotions work? Everything is like, I'm fascinating with quantum physics. um, Everything is energy and frequencies. Oh, if I can learn the frequency of everything, I know why it resonates, what resonates with what. So that if this is what I want and this is the frequency of what I want, I had to match that frequency to be able to manifest it.
Yeah.
Okay, how do I raise my frequency to match that what I want? You know, and it's hard for people because it's that means that you have to get rid of certain things, certain people, certain situations, quitting jobs, quitting relationships that are not serving you. It has a lot more than just, well, let me just raise my frequency. And it has to do, how the way you eat, the music you listen to, everything is frequency. Everything is going to affect your, you know, your magnetic field.
Well, of course. I mean, I spent a lot of my life surrounded by some people that just didn't believe in me, and they just talked bad to me all daily. And I would constantly have motivational videos on all the time to try to balance it out, because it's so important what you put into your body, what you listen to, the people that you surround yourself. I've cut a lot of people out of my life over the past 6 months just because I want to be around, you know, good,
And
positive people that are on the same path of trying to improve themselves, as opposed to being stuck at the same place surrounded by people that are not going anywhere and pulling them down. I think it's
Mhm.
very important, and
That's very important because this act, you're doing an act of love to yourself, to your soul. So then the universe is going to reflect that back to you. Oh, you're giving love to yourself, because saying no to something is saying yes to something else. So you say no to somebody is saying yes to you. So it's not being egocentric. It's just being, this is what is the truth for me and the right path where I need to go. And if you don't like it, then I'm sorry. You got to deal with your own feelings and emotions and experiences. But my experience, I'm the creator. I'm the creator of my life. You are the creator of your life. So why would somebody come and tell you you're this, you're that? You're like, hey, let me decide what I want, where I want to go, what I want to create out of me. you know,
exactly.
it's like there's a person that say knowing and living. Alex, Alex is here. Knowing and living are two different things. Knowing is easy.
Yeah,
Yes, knowing is easy, and then not executing the knowing, it's the hard part. So
yeah. I one a saying that I love is, "What would the best version of me do?"
yeah,
It's
or
like,
think of it like your daughter is reading your life, and it's a book. How would you like that to? What would you like her to read? She's reading your life story. Where would you want the story to go?
exactly, like since I came here, oh, I almost feel like I've never felt love in my life until I'm here. And when we just spend time, and I was sat on the couch here, and she's just laid across me, and then she's just jumping and climbing on me, and then she just snuggles in and just puts her head on me, and I'm like, oh my God, this is
Mm-hmm.
everything. And I'm so happy I moved back. I moved here to be in Poland because it's yeah, it's so important. I
Yeah.
feel like we've turned this into kind of like, I've got all these questions, and we're just like, nah, we're just gonna go.
You're like, and I told you, like, I didn't prepare my questions. Like, I read them and I thought they were so amazing. Like, I was like, wow, Adam really took the time into, like, these are amazing questions. And then I was like, I read them and I read them again right before coming in here.
Yeah.
And then we just go off into our own world. And it's
So
like,
let's
there was a reason why I didn't prep. I didn't prep so much, I didn't write anything down.
Well, exactly. I mean, sometimes you make a plan. Well, actually, most of the time, you make a plan, and if you believe in God or not, and then God like, that's not the plan. You need to be doing something else. It's like when every time I've had a bad injury in life, I went on to something much better. And
Mhm.
so maybe today we had these questions, and maybe you needed this, or I needed this, or there's somebody watching that needed to see this conversation for them in their life, so
I mean, it's okay. We are like, I am wellness on wheels. So it's all part of
wellness on wheels. My Skya gone. Wellness on wheels.
No, it's the program, the 90-day program that I have right now. It's called Wellness on Wheels.
Yeah. Oh, we just got another 100 viewers. Wellness on wheels is sold.
Sold. I'm only taking 10 people because
Yeah.
I want to focus, on
Wellness on
each
wheels.
person.
So let's talk a little bit about some of your classes. Like let's. I remember I did some of your classes, and I did some classes myself, not the same, but with skates on my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect it to be as hard as it's going to be. You're like, oh, this will be fine. It changes everything, doesn't it? Like, explain some of your classes just for anyone that doesn't know.
The Fitnaya classes. Which one did you do? Did you do the yoga?
Uh, well, I don't know. I did one with my roller skates. I mean, I've done some of mine as well, but kind of explain some of your classes.
Yeah, so I'm focusing on actually two main disciplines. I have four on my program. I have acrobatics too, but it's like, because when I want to take, if they want to go that route, I can take them that route. But and then I'll need you for the guys part too.
Yeah.
So I know we've done some stuff together. But yeah, for the most part, is the disciplines are fitnaya, it's fitness on skates. Yogaya would be the yoga part, and then we have choraya, which is choreography, and it's the fun part of skating, the art, the art and expressing ourselves, and with the knowledge that we've, first is like learning how to skate, having the skills, setting the mindset to where, me understanding your goals. So this is me describing my wellness program. My 90-day wellness programs would be taking you to figuring out how what your mindset is, what your beliefs are, and start sending you stuff to shape that in a way that it's gonna go towards your goals. Sorry, my
Hey there, you too many cigarettes. Is that what it is?
huh?
Too many cigarettes.
No, I never even tried one cigarette ever in my life. I'm having a bad, throat. I need to be speaking out more my truth.
Yeah.
This is what my throat is telling me. So yeah, so it's taking you towards the skills at the same time, and then after the skills, we go and we start doing fitness, kind of for beginners, because if you just started skating, then strengthening your muscles, the muscles necessary to skate. So we focus on legs, glutes, abs specifically. And it's what skating does, most of it.
Yeah.
And we use the weight of our skates to do that, because the skates are heavy. Roller skates are heavy, not like ice skates. Roller skates are heavy. And so you can use the weight of your skates to build strength. So in the meantime that I give them drills for them to practice the skills, then I'm giving them exercises and videos and classes for them to at the same time do fitness. I do, choreography, yoga class for beginners as well. So according to their level, they're going to have either the Fitnaya, Yogaya, Choraya classes. And then, so it's different aspects of yourself that we're working on with skates, and then the mindset and the soul and just the feeling. Because this is what I like to explain. And I really wanted to say this, and I was like, oh, I hope I don't forget. You have to look at it as your mind is the wheel. You're in a car, and it's your the wheel that you can control where you're going. And then your emotions, your heart, your feelings are the gas. So if you have the wheel, but there's no gas, you can't go, or vice versa. If you have, the gas, but then this is like, I don't know where I'm going, and then you're just crashing. You need both of them align, Okay, the mind telling you, I have the knowledge, I'm going this direction because I know what's here and I know what's there. So I choose to go here. And then the gas is your feelings, your emotions. And that's okay, taking you. So you're gonna get there faster if everything is incoherent and aligned. So that's the reason why I feel it's very important for us to integrate every aspect of ourselves, because we're not only body, we're not only, I'm working out the muscles and it's like every day, yeah, you're going to see improvement on your muscle. The same way you have to improve and work on your mind, on yourself, your feelings, going within, knowing what you're feeling, not going outside and trying to blame other people for what you're feeling, you know? And this is like, I've manifested this to the point that I don't have people around me anymore that don't have that same language.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to be in a room of people that are taking things personal. I mean, I can see it from a different perspective, um, but it's like the choice that I give to give love to myself. So then the universe kind of looks back, or the universe, God, whatever you believe in, um, source, kind of like is a reflection of the inner work that you're doing. And this is, for skating, for you want to be, an actress, you want to be whatever you want to be, is it's just being aligned, being aligned with yourself, with your truth, with what you came to do, with, what inspires you, going there. Um, and sometimes we do things, and this is okay. We actually have to experience everything, but we do things for the wrong reasons. Maybe a lot of people want to skate because they want to do I want to show somebody that that's the ego. That's like I want to show people what I can achieve, and I want to show them that I'm the best, and I want to, that's it's okay. It's gonna fill you up for a little bit, but then you're gonna feel empty again.
Yeah. I know
If
that. I
you
know that feeling.
Yes.
I know that feeling. What was when I came back a few months ago, and I just for myself, I'm like, okay, I just want to be as good as I can, But I did it for a while. Obviously, other opportunities came with the skating company, so then I had to lean to that. But I'm like, I'm not that bothered. One of my favorite things at the moment is some of the skaters I'm seeing on Acropair Skating, the Instagram. There's some
Mhm.
really good young skaters coming up, and they're tagging and they're added as a collaborator, so they're just coming straight onto the page. Two girls yesterday, they're doing all the tricks, all the tricks. They're a
Yeah,
phenomenal.
when you posted, I
Yeah,
love that.
they're like 18 years old in Cuba.
And
Uh,
it made me think like, ooh, maybe my daughter and I could one
yeah,
day
well,
have an
exactly. You know. And then today I posted the video of you, and then there's a team. I think they're in. I'm not going to say. I might be wrong. Russia or Ukraine. Then they posted next spin into the one leg, into the aeroplane, and threw it over. So they've seen your video. They're gone. Oh, let's do that. But then let's add something. This
Yeah.
this is what I want to see. I want to see the next generation come up and be 1,000 times better than any of us, because that is innovation. That is how it should be. It shouldn't be like putting the new ones down. It's like, no, let's lift them up.
Yes. And be
And it's
motivation, yeah, for
I
them.
love it. It's like I don't. I used to get jealous of things. Now I just don't have it in me to be jealous of other people. I see someone doing something cool. I'm like, yes, good for you. How can I help?
Yeah. Why
Uh,
not? I mean, it's just because you've been through some stuff, and it's like now life is taking you towards seeing it from a different perspective. And this is what I love doing. It's like I can see the perspective you're seeing it from. Let me help you change, and let's move towards, let's say, I usually say, like, you're on top of an elephant and you're a little ant,
yeah.
and if you're standing at the ear, and I've heard this from somebody, and I can't quote it on, who I've heard it from, but it was brilliant, and it just made me think of like how perspective works. You're an ant and you're standing on the ear of the elephant, and then there's another one standing at, on the nail at the foot. You ask this ant what's an elephant, and they're going to tell you one thing. And then you ask the one on the nail, what's an elephant, they're going to tell you something different. So it's just depending where you're standing is what you're experiencing and what your perspective is. So if I can take you from this perspective to seeing it from this perspective, it's not painful anymore. Or like, see if you change the perspective, like everything is like much better and like less painful. And it's like you're taking rocks out of your backpack and it's like, feels good.
Yeah.
It's just doing that. It's just, okay, I see why you feel the way you feel. I see where you're standing. I put myself in their shoes. Most of the time I've been there. Most of the time I've been, you understand it. And then taking them and grabbing their hand, it's like, hey, Q, there's another perspective out of this. And it's actually much prettier. You see the same, you're seeing the same thing, you're seeing the elephant, but just from a different side. So we got to study the laws of the universe. And I posted a story about this. And I just feel it's very important if we know the laws of the universe and go by that. You don't even have to, well, you do have to believe in something. It's really sad if you don't believe there's something bigger than you. There's because there's no faith and you're taking on a lot. It's like you have a backpack full of rocks and nobody can help release that weight because you're like your ego is so big that you feel like I'm the only one in this world, and I'm the creator and I'm God. Well, yeah, we are part of God. We are manifesting, he's experiencing himself through us. But if you are taking everything on, it's a lot of ego and you don't believe there's anything bigger than yourself. That's a lot of weight to carry.
Yeah, I,
There's
I don't have any particular religion, but I believe there is something. I don't know
Yeah, no,
what.
you don't have
I
to
don't,
have
yeah, I don't
religion.
think anyone knows. Nobody knows, but
No.
there's got to be something. It's not
Yeah.
like just by accident everything is perfectly aligned and yeah,
No, it's the feeling of, it's the faith.
yeah,
It's like you can say, I leave it to God, I leave it to Jesus, I leave it to the universe. You know, I can't I can't change this, I can't control this, I'm gonna step out aside and let the universe do its work. And then you're actually stepping in the way. Because when you put mind to something, you're actually stepping in the way of what the flow is supposed to be. And
yeah,
so when you add your ego and you add mind to things, is like, why would you step in the way? Just okay, I already did what I needed to do. I already sent the email. I already applied or auditioned for the show, whatever. I'll stay back and let the universe do its work.
yeah. Not forcing things. Work really hard, but
Yeah.
something is not working. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and just breathe, because sometimes you're forcing something that's not what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to actually. There's something more for you, but you can't see it. It's only looking back does life make sense.
Yes.
When you look forward, you can't see. But when I look back through my own life, oh, I got injured here, and then I ended up going here and got this opportunity, and then this happened, and then this happened, and it's like when I look at how I've got to here, like what I'm about to do now with Dan, it's like how I don't understand how I've got to this place. It's so incredible. It's I don't know. It's hard
We're
to
we're
comprehend.
here to evolve. We're here to evolve to create.
Even
Uh,
the pandemic, I came there, we skated
yeah.
for a few weeks, and then we stopped because of the pandemic. If the pandemic didn't happen, well, we would have trained, we would have gone into absinthe, and we may have just stayed doing too many shows per week, really bad on your body, and it's monotonous. Shows are monotonous. Doesn't matter if it's Disney on Ice, not doesn't matter if it's Cirque du Soleil or Absinthe. It's the same thing day after day after day after day after day after day. It's not that fun, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, I'd forgotten what we were training for. I was like, oh, this is fun. Michaela was what? 20 days, 2 months?
well, I arrived there 5 weeks. 5 weeks after you had her.
Yeah,
That's quite insane.
that, that was insane. But see how we can take our bodies if we give it, if we have the tools, we can. The body is so amazing. We can do anything we want.
And how
Really.
many mothers have I skated with now? Skated with you, with Natty, with Rosie. I'm like, just all these mothers.
Yeah.
They managed to still come back and still done it. Got
Oh,
all back into the same shape, and it's like,
well, we're at an age range that we're
yeah,
all, taken, and actually being motherhood takes you in a whole
yeah,
different journey where
yeah.
you think you know something until you just become a mother.
Oh, I mean, being a mother, it's incomprehensible how hard of a job it is.
Hmm.
As a guy, we're like part time. Like, if you're both a mother, you're like part time parent kind of thing, not mothers. I'm not even going down there. We're both mothers, but you're like
Hmm.
part time because you go, okay, now you can do the hard stuff because there's
Yeah.
no, for the mother.
Yeah. I actually, I've worked so many jobs in my life. Like coming to United States, you have to start from scratch again, learn a new language, everything. I remember helping my parents, and they were like struggling. I'm the oldest child, so I would, help my dad at his work. It was like it's been a journey for me, and doing so many different jobs. I have never had a more difficult job than being a mother,
I
with
can,
all the good and beautiful
I
thing
can imagine.
thing that comes. It's just like it's all everything I know. It's putting into practice,
Yeah, and you have
basically.
just one.
And I have, yes,
People have quite a
and
few.
I will only have one. I want to give her all the attention and all the. I mean, I would love to give her siblings. That would be ideal. But just you know, she's needing attention, and she's needing me to be there for her.
Yeah,
And I would not know how to do that if I had another one, just
yeah,
because
it's
all
hard.
the other things happening.
Okay. So we already crossed an hour. We're actually an hour and 10. So
We crossed out all the questions.
yeah, we haven't touched the questions. So I think we're gonna have to come on. We're gonna have to have a part two at some point. But is there anything you want to mention about your classes and your courses? And if anyone is interested, obviously they can go to myskya.com. It's linked below. Is there anything you want to touch on there? And then we'll maybe a couple of questions, and I'll kind of let you get back to your daughter.
Yeah, just if you go to myskya.com, you can go to Wellness on Wheels, and it's the program, and just book a call with me, and then I will try to map out to see your goals. Learn about you, learn your goals, and see how I can guide you, and if this would be a good fit. I don't like, I'm not a salesperson. I don't like to force things into people. I just say, this is what the program is, this is what I do. Where are you in your life? What do you want to achieve? Is this something for you? And then, you know, we can do something together. But I love, I just, and it creates community, and everybody, is doing their own thing, but they feel like they have a community because they're all on the same kind of like page or road map, even though they all have probably different goals, different skills, different levels, which is good because my artistic experience and my teachings, I started teaching when I was 19. um, then I remember actually telling people and the parents, like, because roller skating wasn't like, it was just a hobby, in the United States. It was just a hobby. Like, you couldn't make a living out of roller skating. And here I sit making a living out of roller skating. And I would tell parents, like, why don't you take your kid on into ice? Like, they would have more opportunities. But that's what happened when I was 19, and I kept teaching, and I was like, where do I take them? And now I understand that it's just for the soul. Like you could do it just for doing something. Movement is so important. Moving your body, it's moving the energy, is aligning yourself actually naturally by the movement. So um I got off track.
Yeah, that's okay. So, what we're going to do, Ash, we're going to wrap up with
Yeah,
three
my daughter's
questions.
calling for me.
Three questions. Okay. Question one:
Okay.
what kind of transformation do you hope your students experience through My Skya? Like, what are your goals for them?
Oh, amazing question. Well, first of all, I want them to be able to achieve their goals. And that might change once we do some inner work, because a lot of their goals might be driven from ego driven. But, they can still achieve anything, whatever intentions they have. But um, my goal would be for them to achieve their goals, to change the perspective. And if there's any kind of pain, this is why I also do biodecoding. Is it's like looking into a symptom.
Keep talking. I'll be back 1 second.
Okay,
I can hear you.
so it would be looking into a symptom and figuring out the root of that symptom and what that symptom is trying to tell you. So symptoms are usually trapped. It's trapped energy in a part of the body, and then when you start accumulating that from feelings, from emotions, then it starts getting bigger, bigger, and bigger until it shows physically. um, so first we go, like one of my girls, she's still having a lot of sciatic pain, and so we biodecode. We're doing the anchors. I have to send her anchor for her to do for 28 days to reset her subconscious. So to reset the subconscious is like you have to repeat it at least 28 days or more.
Yeah.
And so it's a whole process. It just depends on where they're at, depends the work that they've done. It depends the self-love, the confidence. Confidence is a big one. Like, do you believe you could do this? Is this something that you believe you can actually achieve?
Oh, I think confidence is everything. If you believe you can do it and you believe you can't do it, you're right. Either way, we've all heard the saying, right? You have to
Yes.
believe.
Yes, you have to believe. You have to believe. So you got to work on believing again. I feel
Yeah.
like, there's people writing. Thank you for the podcast. Interesting to think about everything, especially about spiritual meaning of skating, which can be used even as therapy. Yes.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So, two more questions. One is kind of like, what are your goals with my skier, my sky? Like, what?
Yeah, a lot of people read it. They're like, my Skia. Oh, my
Uh,
Sky. Okay.
where do you hope to kind of go in the next few years with my skyer? Like, what would you like
Um,
to see happen?
we're going into a big like community. I have a whole team that's working on it, and um, now I have a whole team working on this, and it's we're gonna be doing retreats with skating involved. Um, everything. Working on ourselves as a whole. We are we are a whole, and so we need to work all aspects of
Got
ourselves,
the
and
whole world in our hands.
in our
You
hands.
know that song?
Yeah, yeah. It's just creating, having fun, doing the inner work, which is not so fun, but it's very necessary to do it. Um, and then I will be. I'm working on putting retreats together. Everything, bringing people mindfulness, breathing exercises, kundalini work, everything out there, giving all the tools, like just giving you the tools, whatever you resonate with, just pick one. You're going to get tired of that tool. I want to use another tool. This tool works much better. Okay, here's another tool. It's just like navigating life, and we're using skates. Why not? Why not use skates?
A retreat sounds so fun. Maybe in a year or at some point when I can take a break.
It's gonna be so fun. It's gonna be so fun.
One
We're
day.
gonna be skating together in nature, light up wheels out at night, music.
Sounds fun. Okay, so now is the time for a little bit of inspiration.
Okay.
A little bit of inspiration from Sue. What is one piece of advice or inspiration related to wellness, skating, or life in general that you'd like to share?
Inspiration for people or something about me that
Or a piece of advice that you could give or the best piece of advice you've ever heard, something that really helps you, that could resonate with listeners.
So I guess is like, well, I'm always like overthinking things. Like, I guess if you're like, depends what your balance is. Are you more on the feminine energy as side of you or the masculine energy side of you? It's just like finding your balance. It doesn't matter what the other person's truth is. It's what is your truth. What is good for you? What is your inner world looking like? Don't spend too much attention, because remember, attention is feeding. It's like a laser. It's like attention is like you sending laser to that one focus, that point, and you giving attention is you giving light and energy to something. So just think of it as any thoughts that you have, any words that you say that are always constructive. And don't talk about the past. Talk about the past unless you're like using it to make something better, to share an experience, for somebody to use it as, as a tool for evolution, for evolving, for growing. But never to regret, never to live in the past. Like, remember that your focus, you're a creator here, and your focus is where you send your energy. So if you're focusing in bad and negative, you're going to make that bigger and bigger and bigger. And if you're focusing on the good and what you want to create, where the goal is, find that balance within you and manifest it. That's like would be the best the
Wow,
best advice that I can give.
that's great,
Your
Ash.
attention. Check where your attention is.
Great. Oh, thank you so much for coming on, Ash. I feel like I've got so much from this. I'm going to sit and write now, probably for like 2 hours, because
Oh, thank you so much.
there's
Thank you
things.
for having me.
I'm sitting here. One piece of advice I would give to people is sit down, write down all the traits that you wish that you had, or the person that you want to be, and then your goals, and maybe your goals in 9 months, and what should you be doing today to achieve those goals in 9 months. When you would look back, okay, I would be doing X, X, X.
Yeah.
Just give yourself a service. Look at yourself, like, who are you? Who do you want to be? And try to improve. You don't have to be that person the next day. It's impossible. Just improve, like a diet. Eat a little
Yeah.
less junk food, whatever it's just improvement, a little bit of improvement every day.
Yeah. And it's a lifestyle. This is why I say, yeah, skating, my skaya, it's a lifestyle. It's not like a hobby that it's just how you live your life. You're choosing what your options are. We have many options, what you actually choose as your options. So it's just I always just find good guidance, find people that inspire you. That has been my
You
biggest.
inspire me, Ash. You inspire me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I
No,
try to work
it's been
so
great.
hard on myself.
Yeah, this has been so good. So everyone, go down below. Make sure you're following Ash if you want to see what she's up to, and make sure you're following One Blades and Showskaters. All the accounts are down below. I really appreciate that. And leave a comment. Ask questions, whatever you'd like to do. And Ash, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much. We will have to come on again. Maybe you'll come on for the Christmas special. I'm looking to do a Christmas special maybe on the 27th, where I'll have multiple guests on.
Okay.
Lauren Brown will be on. Alex is going to be on again. People that have been on for like 15 minutes each, and it's just back to back to back to back to back, and maybe I don't know. I think it will be fun.
Yeah.
Holidays.
Good. Let's do
Yeah.
it. Christmas special. I'll be in Argentina, but we always have.
I've never been there. I need to go. I just need to go for a steak and some skating. Skating
Yeah.
and steaks. There you
Come
go.
whenever.
All right.
And just come. It's a fun place to be.
All right, Ash. You have any closing words? Anything you want to add, or you peace out?
Wait, say that again.
Do you have any closing words you want to say, or you?
No, just thanking everybody for being here, and I hope this podcast helps anybody. I'm here, whatever questions they have, and if they need any guidance on anything, even if they don't want to skate, they just want to have sessions and have somebody to talk about, and finding, who you are. You don't have to have skates, but it's great to have skates. It does do a lot of great work. But yeah, I'm here whenever. I love to give.
Amazing. So thank you so much for tuning into Adam's therapy session with Ash, and I'll see you guys on Thursday with Kim Manning. Is that correct?
King Manning, yes.
She was also on
my team. Okay, watch the episodes.
She was also on Roller Jam with Ash, so I'll have her on. And she is, wow, she's an incredible person. She's done, is there anything she doesn't do? She's a little bit like you. She does a lot of things.
A little bit of everything. Yeah, she's a fun one. So have fun on.
I'm excited. I'm excited to have her on.
Yes. And don't forget to watch Roller Jam. Watch